Welcome to Life in the UK Test.biz, where learning is fun. Those who don't respect the law should not expect to be allowed to become permanent residents. One of the most important responsibilities of all residents in the UK is to know and obey the law. Britain is proud of being a welcoming country, but all residents, regardless of their background, are expected to comply with the law and to understand that some things which may be allowed in other legal systems are not acceptable in the UK. The law is relevant to all areas of life in the UK. You should make sure that you are aware of the laws which affect your everyday life, including both your personal and business affairs. Drugs. Selling or buying drugs such as heroin, cocaine, ecstasy and cannabis is illegal in the UK. Racial crime. It is a criminal offence to cause harassment, alarm or distress to someone because of their religion or ethnic origin. Selling tobacco. It is illegal to sell tobacco products, for example, cigarettes, cigars, roll-up tobacco, to anyone under the age of 18. Smoking in public places. It is against the law to smoke tobacco products in nearly every enclosed public place in the UK. There are signs displayed to tell you where you cannot smoke. Buying alcohol. It is a criminal offence to sell alcohol to anyone who is under 18 or to buy alcohol for people who are under the age of 18. Drinking in public. Some places have alcohol-free zones where you cannot drink in public. The police can also confiscate alcohol or move young people on from public places. Housing law. This includes disputes between landlords and tenants over issues such as repairs and eviction. Consumer rights. An example of this is a dispute about faulty goods or services. Employment law. These cases include disputes over wages and cases of unfair dismissal or discrimination in the workplace. Debt. People might be taken to court if they owe money to someone. The job of the police in the UK is to, first, to protect life and property, second, to prevent disturbances, also known as keeping the peace, third, to prevent and detect crime. Anyone can make a complaint about the police by going to a police station or writing to the chief constable of the police force involved. The UK faces a range of terrorist threats. The most serious of these is from Al-Qaeda, its affiliates and like-minded organisations. The UK also faces threats from other kinds of terrorism, such as Northern Ireland-related terrorism. All terrorist groups try to radicalise and recruit people to their cause. How, where and to what extent they try to do so will vary. Evidence shows that these groups attract very low levels of public support. But people who want to make their home in the UK should be aware of this threat. It is important that all citizens feel safe. This includes feeling safe from all kinds of extremism, vocal or active opposition to fundamental British values, including religious extremism and far-right extremism. If you think someone is trying to persuade you to join an extremist or terrorist cause, you should notify your local police force. Judges, who are together called the judiciary, are responsible for interpreting the law and ensuring that trials are conducted fairly. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, most minor criminal cases are dealt with in a magistrate's court. In Scotland, minor criminal offences go to a Justice of the Peace Court. Magistrates and Justices of the Peace, JPs, are members of the local community. In England, Wales and Scotland they usually work unpaid and do not need legal qualifications. They receive training to do the job and are supported by a legal advisor. Magistrates decide the verdict in each case that comes before them and, if the person is found guilty, the sentence that they are given. In Northern Ireland, cases are heard by a district judge or deputy district judge, who is legally qualified and paid. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, serious offences are tried in front of a judge and a jury in a Crown Court. In Scotland, serious cases are heard in a sheriff court with either a sheriff or a sheriff with a jury. The most serious cases in Scotland, such as murder, are heard at a high court with a judge and jury. A jury is made up of members of the public chosen at random from the local electoral register. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland a jury has 12 members, and in Scotland a jury has 15 members. Everyone who is summoned to do jury service must do it unless they are not eligible, for example, because they have a criminal conviction, or they provide a good reason to be excused, such as ill health. The jury has to listen to the evidence presented at the trial and then decide a verdict of guilty or not guilty based on what they have heard. In Scotland, a third verdict of not proven is also possible. If the jury finds a defendant guilty, the judge decides on the penalty. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, if an accused person is aged 10 to 17, the case is normally heard in a youth court in front of up to 3 specially trained magistrates or a district judge. The most serious cases will go to the Crown Court. The parents or carers of the young person are expected to attend the hearing. Members of the public are not allowed in youth courts, and the name or photographs of the accused young person cannot be published in newspapers or used by the media. In Scotland, a system called the Children's Hearing System is used to deal with children and young people who have committed an offence. Northern Ireland has a system of youth conferencing to consider how a child should be dealt with when they have committed an offence. In Scotland, a system called the Children's Hearing System is used to deal with children and young people who have committed an offence. Northern Ireland has a system of youth conferencing to consider how a child should be dealt with when they have committed an offence. In Scotland, most of these matters are dealt with in the sheriff court. More serious civil cases, for example, when a large amount of compensation is being claimed, are dealt with in the High Court in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. In Scotland, they are dealt with in the Court of Session in Edinburgh. The small claims procedure is an informal way of helping people to settle minor disputes without spending a lot of time and money using a lawyer. This procedure is used for claims of less than £5,000 in England and Wales and £3,000 in Scotland and Northern Ireland. The hearing is held in front of a judge in an ordinary room, and people from both sides of the dispute sit around a table. Small claims can also be issued online through Money Claims Online, www.moneyclaim.gov.uk. You can get details about the small claims procedure from your local county court or sheriff court. Details of your local court can be found as follows: England and Wales, at www.gov.uk. Scotland, at www.scotcourts.gov.uk. Northern Ireland, at www.courtsna.gov.uk. Solicitors are trained lawyers who give advice on legal matters, take action for their clients and represent their clients in court. There are solicitors' offices throughout the UK. It is important to find out which aspects of law a solicitor specialises in and to check that they have the right experience to help you with your case. Many advertise in local newspapers and in yellow pages. The Citizens Advice Bureau, www.citizensadvice.org.uk, can give you names of local solicitors and which areas of law they specialise in, or from the Law Society, www.lawsociety.org.uk. In England and Wales, the Law Society of Scotland, www.lawscot.org.uk. Northern Ireland, www.lawsocni.org. It is very important to find out at the start how much a case is likely to cost.